100% success rate opening.
Yes.
Right.
That has like
Fine.
Prosperity Club has like embraced this like there's no tomorrow. Everyone is
We're a lot of fun. A lot done too.
well, I mean, that was like such a great tip. It was just like I was like, nothing's 100%. And she's like, no, this is. I'm like, that's amazing. We're doing it. We're all gonna do it.
It's
Who works?
It's good.
Does.
Seeing you guys makes my heart happy, I tell you. Okay, so welcome to the Professional Women's Network Lunch Bunch group. So good to have you all here. It looks like there's 19 of us, which is a nice little turnout. Thanks for taking time out of your day to come in and join us for this hour. So I want to thank Megan Mertz. She is our sponsor for our meetings and also our raffle today, which is a $50 gift certificate. Thank you, Megan. I want to talk a little bit about the members only page. How many of you are signed up for that page? Who's not signed up?
And you're talking Facebook page.
The Facebook members only. It's pretty new. It's only a few weeks old, I believe.
I'll put the link in the chat.
Okay.
Okay, if you need help getting signed up for that, let us know. And just put it in the chat. And then Megan will make sure that you get signed up for it. So how many have posted on it? Well, yeah, it's pretty slim pickings on there.
I didn't know the rules, so you know.
Well, I kind of think about it in these terms. It's the larger Facebook group has about 1,400 people.
Oh.
That's kind of like your public face, your public place to go and post PWN stuff. Now, the members only is more like your family page. It's more intimate. So if you think about it in those terms, you want to get to know your members and have a more intimate relationship with the members, and that's what that's for. That's why I created it on there. So it's good. So if you think about it, think about history. The women in history always had a group, a tribe that they could count on. That's how they survived. It was pure survival. And it's kind of survival now in the business world. We need each other. So I'm going to read you a quote from a book given to me by a PWN member. Who knows Jocelyn Driscoll? Anyone? She's amazing. She's become a really good friend of mine. Again, The Power of PWN. And this is from a book called, it's named Wisdom by Terry Allen. And it goes as this: talent alone only gets you so far. Commitment and hard work are essential, but true greatness comes from applying what we learn from those whose expertise exceeds ours. So why do we go to Heidi? Because her expertise exceeds ours in some ways. Why do we go to Marion? Because we were schlepping around in our sweats and we needed Marion. So her expertise, right, exceeds ours. Why do we go to Betty? Betty saved our bacon more than once or twice. Most of you, we need something written, and she's just really got in there and helped us. She'll drop anything she's doing to help us. So, coming back to that's the principles of PWN, is women helping others and going to people that do things better than you. So I'll tell you this story. Back in the day when I was just starting my business, and I was in the 80s, yeah. So I was green. I was super green. I didn't know what to do. So I signed up for all these college courses, which worked out good. I learned a lot of stuff. I signed up for every seminar. Remember those old 80s seminars? Some of you are too young, but they were like everywhere. I forgot the name of them, Skill Path or whatever. And I went to every seminar. I still felt so isolated and alone. So I went, I heard about PWN and I signed up. I went to the meetings. It was scary for me. It really was. I sat in the back. I didn't know what to do. I didn't know what to say. And lo and behold, Sandra Collingwood and Jean Stallings took me under their wing. They actually treated like I was already a businesswoman. It I was like, wow. And so they taught me how to be. And so I knew I was home with PWN. So I need to ask all of you for a favor. We need in PWN Sandra's and Jean's to help us. And would you be a Sandra and a Jean Stallings to someone here? Someone in our membership? Yes.
Raise your hand.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, this woman is a wonderful example. Heidi, I'd love for you to get to know Sandra. She's just amazing, amazing person. So here's the start. Go on our Facebook members page and start posting and start interacting with each other. It's that simple. That will kind of start up and lead, one thing will lead to another. So can you do that for me? Can I see your raised hands or just those simple things? Okay, awesome. I'm super excited. So let's get to our agenda. Gay, no, wait, let's do our members introduction. Let's start. Let's start with Jody. You have about 20 seconds to say your name, your business name, and what you do. Jody?
Hey, welcome everyone. My name is Joie Gharrity. I'm the technology chairperson for PWN, and I have a very special business. You've heard of the idea that mindset is 95%, strategy is 5%. Well, I bring mindset and strategy because I do digital marketing and I help get your mind straight about your relationship with your presence online and your relationship to technology. So it's not so scary to head into this beautiful new world that we're going towards. So I hold your hand, do over the shoulder demos with you, and we walk into the new world together.
Awesome. Heidi.
So how many of you are ready to take your business to the next level? Let's see your hands, please, both hands. So I support women entrepreneurs in building their business through presentation skills, sales training, and networking and commercials like we're doing right now. So if you're interested in taking your business higher, I'm Heidi Park-Kerner, and I'm a new member, so I'm so excited to be here, and thank you for welcoming me, and I feel close to you all already, and when things open up, I'm flying from Erie, Pennsylvania to Monterey to say hello to all of you.
Thank you. Yay.
My name is Eve Freeman, and I'm Program Chair 2021. And I help women find happiness in their daily lives. I'm
And
a
she
coach.
does. You do that, yes. Sandra Collingwood.
Oh, right. Let's see. Unmute.
No, you're unmuted.
Oh, I'm unmuted. Okay. Yes, I'm Sandra Collingwood, and my business is Super Spotter Spot Remover. And so, if you're seeing spots before your eyes, give me a ring. I have supplies. I know you girls have spots all day long, and I'm your lady here.
Yes, I'm the spot queen. Joey.
Oh, me?
Yes,
This is
you.
Joey? Oh, Joey. Okay. So hi, everyone. So my name is Joie Gharrity, and I'm a brand director, author, and international speaker. I'll be speaking today. I worked for 15 plus years in the Hollywood entertainment business, and I have taken everything I learned down there and then also created my own strategies, techniques, and tools. And I share superstar visibility influence with superstars like yourselves, entrepreneurs and business types, to get superstar status out in the marketplace.
Nice. The beautiful Nestle.
Okay, hello. So my name is Nestle. I actually work with Teresa with Disaster Cleanup Specialist as her assistant office administrator. She does not know this, so I actually just joined in today as my own business as a membership. I know, right? So that is Melaleuca Wellness Company. And what I am doing is I'm just helping you guys convert your daily products that you're using at, I don't know, maybe you're buying it at Target, Walmart, Amazon. I'm helping convert your products to non-toxic and natural ingredients. So that's what I do. So my shopping club literally sells, you name it, we got it, from toothpaste, popcorn, shampoo, makeup. I'm actually wearing that makeup line right now. Shampoo. So yeah, I would love to connect to you wonderful ladies and give you more information. But yeah, I work with DKS, but I also have my Melaleuca business. Thank you.
Right. Looks like I'm switching products. Marion.
Hi there, I'm Marion Gallantly. I'm the PWN Vice President this year. And I just want to ask you, are you somebody that goes to your closet every morning and you stop and you stare and you wonder what to wear? And then the piles of clothes kind of build on the bed? Well, I love to help women really figure out what's not working and why it's not working in the closet, and give you the confidence to rebuild your wardrobe so that you can have joy every single day. I do have on my website a 30-minute free consultation. So go to powerful-presence.com and you can sign up for a 30-minute with me, Marion Gallantly with Powerful Presence.
Wow. Take her up on that. That'll be the best 30 minutes you've had in a while.
Mm-hmm.
Crystal.
So my name is Crystal Rubio, and I'm currently studying to become a real estate agent. Hopefully within the next 2 or 3 weeks, I'll be officially licensed.
Oh, awesome.
Wow. And you're going to go to work for Christine Cristobal?
Yeah, who's also a PWN.
Exciting. In their Monterey office?
Yeah.
That's going to be nice. You're going to learn a lot from her. Megan Mertz.
Hi, everyone. My name is Megan Mertz. I am the PWN membership chair for 2021 and also the business development coordinator for the premier local restoration company, Disaster Cleanup Specialists. So we've been servicing the Central Coast for over 35 plus years, whether it's a disaster, so it's in our name, whether it be wind, fire, water, or COVID cleans.
Thank you. Susan Clark.
Hi, everybody. I'm Susan Clark. I'm a realtor with Carmel Realty Company, located in Carmel, but I sell all over the Monterey Peninsula. I've been helping people follow their dreams of living on the Monterey Peninsula for over 30 years, so been in the business a long time. And I would love to help you with your real estate needs or any needs that your friends or associates or relatives have. Just give me a call. Be happy to help.
Thank you, Susan. And most of you know I'm mesmerized by Susan's voice for some reason. And if we do get our radio show, will you come on it and help us host here and there?
Well, thank you very much.
Thank you, Susan. Julian.
Hi, everyone. Julianne Wutke, and I am a health coach. And if you've ever been confused about food, I know that sounds silly, but if you're confused about what to eat, it can be very confusing out there. Give me a call. I help men and women both look and feel better than ever.
Thank you. I want to hear more about that. Debbie Campbell.
Hi, I'm Debbie Campbell, and my business is Touchstone Crystal by Swarovski. So I get to spread sparkly stuff with ladies and have fun, which I'm doing the showcase. I'll talk more about that later.
Barbie.
Sorry, I didn't expect I'll be talking as well.
This is good for you.
Well, hi everyone, I'm Barbie and I'm actually in healthcare industry. I don't have my own business yet, but I am aspiring to be one. So I'm hoping to learn from everyone today.
That's great. We'll be happy to help you in anything you need.
Thank
So,
you.
Laura Beth.
Hi everyone, Laura Beth Metzmer. I've actually been a PWN member for a long time, but have not been able to join you. So I'm so happy to be back and see all these beautiful faces. I know some of the others. I can't wait to get to know. I work with Stride. So actually, I wear 3 hats. I work with Stride Solutions, and we work bringing money back to businesses that through tax incentives and tax credits that they don't know are out there for them. We work across the United States, and since the beginning of COVID, we've been able to put $1 billion back into local economies all over the United States to help restaurants and hotels and all businesses stay open. So it's really a cool thing. It's a lot of fun. Can I mention my other 2? I also I'm the CEO of Joie Gharrity, which is a nonprofit for women veterans who have been sexually assaulted, and I work with an organization called Thrive World Solutions that works hand in hand with Stride, and we work with a product that that's an insurance product that mimics a banking product. It's really super cool, and it helps people get ready for their retirement. So Laura Beth Messenger, give me a call.
You have a lot going on, Laura Beth. Krista, you just took a bite. You want me to come back to you?
I'm good now.
Okay.
Hello, Krista Beavers. I help business owners dress their business for success through accounting, bookkeeping, and CFO services.
Great. Nice to have you with us. Doris Beckman.
Hi. I am the matchmaker for affordable housing, and it was featured in the Monterey County Weekly this morning.
Wow.
So,
That's really cool.
Yeah, so I'm happy to be here, happy to be back. Thank you.
Good to have you back. Betty.
Hi, I'm Betty Withrow. I'm the owner and operator of the Writers Launchpad. And most entrepreneurs that I talk to say, I need copy and I need stuff for my business and I don't have time to do it. And so I say, don't not have time. Don't beat yourself up and criticize yourself as a writer. Have Betty and get it done.
True.
So what I do is blogs, email series, articles, web copy, PowerPoint decks, whatever you might need. Call on me and I'll make it happen for you. And then you can do what you do best, which is your business, building your business.
Thank you, Betty. Mary Schwartz.
Hello, I almost said good morning. It's not morning anymore. I am Mary Schwartz, and for the last 12 years, I've been helping people put a follow-up system in place to gain and retain clients and increase their referrals. And I work with a tool called Send Out Cards. It's a greeting card and gifting system. So if you have anyone in mind that might need those services, reach out. I'd love to do a virtual coffee or meeting. Thank you.
Thank you, Mary. Her cards are fantastic. I mean, you can customize them. You can put the people.
The gifts are cool too.
Sure.
Cool gifts.
Yes, really nice gifts. I just got a big tin of cookies. It's really great. Thank you, Mary.
Thanks, ladies.
Diane. Are you there, Miss Diane? Okay, we'll keep going. I guess Diane's the only one left except for me, and I'm Teresa Ream, your 2021 president. I'm also the president of Disaster Cleanup Specialists, Flooring America's Floor Store USA, and Cypress Cabinets and Build and Design. This year, we are 40 years old, and we are one of the largest restoration, I guess the largest restoration company in the Central Coast in our area. So, and the only certified woman-owned minority business restoration contractor in the state of California. So we got it going on, and I thank everyone for your introductions. They were great, and we're going to now move on to Gabe.
Gabe, you're on mute.
Yeah. Sorry.
We were reading your hips.
So First will be our first speaker will be our showcase speaker. It's Debbie Campbell. Debbie is an independent consultant for Touchstone Crystal, which is a home-based division of Swarovski Crystal. She offers virtual ladies' nights, a fun way to get together with your friends and get free bling. Debbie?
Thank you, Gay. Yes, so I am with Touchstone Crystal, which is a division of Swarovski. It's been around 125 years. So most people have heard of Swarovski. But when I first found out about Touchstone, I didn't know what it was. And it wasn't all about the jewelry. Granted, we have beautiful jewelry with the pure Austrian crystals from Swarovski with a lifetime guarantee, but it was the fun. I went to a party and I have had a corporate job that was very demanding, kind of negative environment. So I had no fun when I worked. I went to a party and I'm always interested in business. I've had businesses over the years. So what attracted me was the jewelry. The ladies, though, meeting the people and the fun. I knew one person and I met like 10 people that day. And I was thinking about it later. I'm like, this is fun. I need more fun in my life. I need more friends in my life. So that's really why I started with Touchstone Crystal a couple of years ago. Then I moved back to California and kind of restarted. But again, I still have a full-time job. So this is my fun. And I kind of jokingly say my retirement fund because this is what I want to be doing in the future. So yes, who doesn't miss seeing their friends, especially right now? So business went virtual. And so we flipped to virtual girls' nights and parties. So I do fundraisers so I can help people do their favorite cause and get ladies together and support it that way. I do birthday bling bashes with people to celebrate their birthdays with their friends. I call it an excuse to get together with your friends, which hopefully you don't need an excuse, but you can just share fun. We make it a lot of laughs, sometimes trivia and stuff like that. Whatever people want, drinks of choice, whether it's wine or coffee or anything in between. So that's just getting ladies together, just that support and meeting all the women. Look at this group, PWN, right? Women in business supporting each other. So I love meeting new people. So that is something that really inspires me still to do this. And we all need that connection. I'm going to put in the chat two things. One is I have a Blingo for charity on Saturday, which is bingo with sparkly prizes. It's benefiting the American Heart Association. I'm going to put the link in for that. And also we have special sales this month. I'm going to put the link for that. And if anybody finds something they want, I will give you free shipping. You just have to contact me by this weekend. Thank you. My alarm went off.
That's cool. Okay, and now we have our featured speaker, Miss Joie Gharrity, founder of 113 Branding, is a brand director, author, and international speaker. She worked in the Hollywood entertainment industry for 15 plus years at top companies in film, television, original web content, and branded entertainment. She was handpicked by the ABC studio president to launch the first multimedia startup business for the Walt Disney Company. Joie works with entrepreneurs and creative types to leverage their expertise, gifts, and talents and increase their brand visibility and influence using her 113 Branding Superstar Visibility and Influence System. Ladies, our speaker for today is Joie Gharrity.
Thank you, Gay. Thank you, everyone. Appreciate it. Okay, so this is actually my master keynote for 2021, and this will be the first time I'll be sharing it. And it's a privilege to be sharing an honor with all of you at PWN. As you all know, I was brought into PWN through our dear friend Gina Estrada, and I have so much love for PWN and of course for Gina and for all of you. So today I'm going to be sharing Be Your Own Superstar for Business Success. And I want to start off by saying influence equals being of service. When I was in my early 20s, I had an influencer in San Francisco who handpicked me, and he brought me down to Los Angeles. And he basically told his brother, who is still a very successful agent in Hollywood, very powerful agent in Hollywood, that he had to get me a job. And when he approached me, I asked him, why me? Because I really never had a dream or a desire to go down to Hollywood. But he told me that I reminded him of his family down there because there was something very unique, and I was incredibly driven already at that time of my life. And so I said yes. So he set me up. He gave me his apartment down in Los Angeles in Santa Monica on the beach. And he gave me 3 months to raise enough capital so that I could put myself in my own apartment. And his brother very generously wielded his influence, and he got me a job, and a job interview, but really a job. I mean, when someone at that type of influence calls someone else and says, I want this girl to work there, most likely you're going to be working there. Okay. But he got me a job with a company that was new to Los Angeles, that just came in from Germany, who came with a lot of influence from Europe. And it's called Centropolis Entertainment. What I did is I connected the dots. That influencer saw something about me and did that for me. It elated me. It brought me a lot of joy and a lot of love. And I wanted other people to feel that joy and love. And so I connected the dots that influence equaled being of service. And I took to that life lesson, or what I'm coining as a be your own superstar, share number 1 today with all of you, like a duck to water. I was like, oh, so I could wield influence to do good for community, for friends, for the world. And at the same time, it was bringing me so much joy and love. And so my brother called me and he said, can you get me a job on this first movie that you're going to be working on, and make sure that my best friend gets one too? And I said, yes. I said, I will go and ask them because I want to be of service. And so I went to the first AD, Kim Winther, and I said, would you please hire my brother and his best friend? And he was like, well, first of all, this is a very ballsy request. We'll just start there. Okay. He's all, but second of all, because you're so ballsy, I'm going to say yes. And he's just like, and I was just like, but Kim, I'm being of service. I'm not being ballsy. This is part of my purpose. And he was like, okay, anyways, tell your brother and his best friend to be down here the next week. After that, I had my best friend in high school. Her dream was always to work in Hollywood. So I called her and said, sister, I've got some influence now. Why don't you come down? And she's like, okay, yes. And so she came down and she started working in Hollywood. And what started happening is that I started feeling better and better and better, and more joy and more love would come to me. And so I made it a daily habit and practice of how I was going to be of service. Because of the people I was working for, and because the first movie we worked on was Stargate, and it was such a huge hit, the kind of swag that would start showing up to the office was insane. I mean, it was incredible. And swag down in Hollywood's a big deal, not because it's presence, but because they only make so much of that particular piece of swag. And so I would get, my whole desk would be covered with swag, and I would think in my head, who could I mail this out to? Because I want to lift them up. I want them to feel the way I'm feeling and have some magic in their day. And so I'd start mailing out swag to all these friends and family members and cousins, and people would give me like Disneyland tickets, and I'd send and I'd say, who has some kids that need these Disneyland tickets? And because I want to share this with them, and I wouldn't call them and tell them, I would just send them. And then their kids would get on the phone with me and start screaming because I had that type of influence that I wanted to give back. I wanted to pay it forward all the time. And so I would start throwing elaborate dinner parties and elaborate parties, and not just inviting my community and my immediate network, but I would start inviting community outside that network. And I would invite the director, and I would invite the stars, invite producers and executive producers, and it would go on and on and on. And people would say to me, where do you get this ballsy attitude that this executive producer would want to come to your party? And I said, they don't have to, but I'm still going to invite them because I want to be of service. And so but they did come to my parties, right? Because my parties started to get a buzz about them, that they were enthusiastic and they were exciting and that there was a lot going on at those parties. And so when people would come through the door, I already had set my intentions around who and how I was going to be of service. And I would literally walk across the room and I would grab one person's hand and I'd walk them over to another person and say, you two need to get to know each other. There's synergy here. There is so much potential between the two of you. I don't know what it is yet. It might be a screenplay. It might be a job. It might be, you know, a brand new apartment, a new house. It didn't matter to me, but I just knew that how it made me feel. And I wanted other people to feel the same way. I remember one time my boss, he invited myself and my boyfriend at the time to come up to his mansion up in the hills, in the Hollywood Hills. And he had this beautiful terrace. And so I saw it and I saw a moment where I could take for myself. And I stepped out on that terrace and it was a beautiful, gorgeous night in Hollywood. And because he was up in the hills, you could actually see the stars above you, right? But below, I could see Sunset Boulevard and beyond in Los Angeles, and it was just twinkling. And it was just like these diamonds and these gems, and possibilities were endless. And I remember in my heart how grateful I felt, how bright my future was. But that gratitude was also came in the form of enthusiasm and excitement. And in that moment, if my enthusiasm and my joy and my love could have sprouted wings, I literally would have flown and soared higher and higher, higher that night into those stars and into that beautiful sky above, because that's how grateful I was for everything that was happening for me, because one influencer took the time and the energy to invest in me, and he changed my entire life. The next day, I had a composer, a film composer, invite me and my boyfriend to come to the Sony lot. And because he was composing for an upcoming movie and an entire orchestra was coming in, and he wanted me to experience the joy and the love of what it's like to be in a room with an orchestra while he was wielding his wand and creating this music. And as I was sitting there, the entire room got louder and more beautiful and beautiful. And you could just feel our vibrations were soaring higher and higher and higher as he was composing. And when it was done, when the session was done, I walked up to him and I thanked him with gratitude. And he thanked me for coming with gratitude, because gratitude and influence is an exchange of equal exchange of energies. And that day when we walked onto the Sony lot, which I love, it's one of my favorite places in the world, because what Sony's done is they created a cobblestone and they basically ripped a page out of Singing in the Rain. And there's a cobblestone main street that you walk down in the middle of the studio to get back to the parking lot. And it's just facades, it's not real, right? It's just smoke and mirrors, but yet it's so magical as you walk by an old time like hat store or like an old time barber shop or a supposed restaurant, right? And I remember saying to my boyfriend, I'm like, wow, I'm like, this is just the coolest studio. I go, because it just transforms that moment. And was Singing in the Rain was one of my favorite movies of all time. So it was like I was being honored and I was honoring it back. That night when we got home and we were going to bed, it was around 10 o'clock at night. And I said to him, I said, you know, babe, I said, I've got this really weird, strange feeling, and it keeps coming up for me over and over again, that tomorrow will be the first day of my new life, that something very big is going to happen. And he's like what? And I said, I don't know. I said, but I feel it. I feel it very deeply in my soul right now, in my spirit. And he's like, okay, babe. And kissed me and rolled over and went to bed. And that night at midnight, I got a call from my mom. And she told me that my brother, who now was a union cameraman working on a very big movie at the time called Starship Troopers, that he died instantly in a car accident. And my entire life changed in an instant. All that joy and love that I had been building up for years started being replaced with sadness and guilt and disappointment and shame and despair. But the Beyond Superstar for business success share number 2 that I want to share with you guys today is people support those that support them, and to kick any of that lone wolf behavior to the curb. Because my brother's death was quite public. At the time, not only did he die on a very well-known movie location, right? But he was dating a well-known reality star at the time from MTV. And so she had flown out for the weekend, for Memorial Day weekend, and his boss, who was also a cameraman, and my brother and her went up into the mountains and went camping for 3 days. And on Memorial Day weekend, coming back down the mountain again, a car that was on the other side of the freeway going in a separate direction, its axle broke. And it literally jumped the middle of the freeway over into their lane, and it killed that cameraman that was driving, my brother's boss, and my brother. And she flew out of the open window, and she shattered one of her legs. And so this became like a media blitz. It was all over MTV. It was all the trades. It was on every single news station. And so not only was my entire world like crashing and burning every second because I already missed my brother, who was my best friend, but it was so very public because of this reality star. And the girl that was playing really, really big and showing up all the time and was playing a major part with inside my world, I all of a sudden became an observer because that's the best I could do. After the funeral, and so much support from my network that I had been supporting, now they were supporting me. And so I want to share that with all of you. People support those that support them. And when we went out to go get my brother's body to bring it back, I got off the plane and we went to the luggage carousel, and there was someone there that I knew from a crew when we were on location in Hawaii, who heard about this and literally flew in to be there for me so that he could chauffeur my family and me around for the next how many ever days it was going to take to make sure that we were going to be okay. And when I saw him and I fell into his arms, that love was just so supportive. But that's the kind of love that I had been giving out for all those years. After the funeral, my boss called and he said, it's time to come back. It's time to come home. Because I was up in the Bay Area. And he said, because we are 1 week away, sister, from getting on a private jet to go on the Independence Day press tour around the world. And he said, and I need you. And he's like, and your brother would want you to do this. So come home. So I did. Now being an observer though, as we're going from city to city and from premiere to premiere, whether we were in Paris or Japan or London or wherever we were going, I was always looking from the outside in. And one day we were coming down the elevator at the Four Seasons, and the Four Seasons in London is vast. Like it's the hallway just to get to the reception area, the check-in area. It's long. It's long and wide. And I heard this really beautiful piano playing going on. And it was so pretty that I thought that they were like, it was coming through the speakers. But as we turned the corner, no, It was Jeff Goldblum. He had found a grand piano in the middle of the Four Seasons and decided that he was going to play it. And the first thought that came to my mind is, did he ask to play this? Did he get permission to play this? Probably not, right? But the second thing that came to mind is that I had no idea that he was a piano player this whole time. None of us did. And it turns out that he's actually a famous jazz piano player. And as he was playing, people that were in the check-in reception area were hearing this as well. And so they started forming a circle around the piano, around Jeff Goldblum, because not only was his piano playing amazing, but it was Jeff Goldblum playing the piano. And so he played the piano, and as he finished and as he closed the top, he got up and everyone started applauding for him. And rather than him feeling like, oh, you know, thanks, and kind of shying away from it and all that kind of stuff, instead he was in total gratitude and thanked them for being there and allowing him to share his gifts and talents. As we moved into the sedans and we were heading over to another hotel for the press junket, I remember thinking to myself, how can you be so at ease and share your gifts and talents in the middle of the Four Seasons and not think twice about it? And then walk into a press junket and then do back-to-back interviews. It was just mind-boggling to me. It really was. Fast forward, I'm in Venice and I'm on yet like probably the 6th red carpet. And there's Will Smith, right? Because he's traveling us, because of Independence Day. And Will is on the red carpet and there's all these people screaming for him, right? Want to take pictures? Can I hug you? Can I touch you? Oh my God, you're so hot. And Will is very hot. And can I get your autograph? And Will is just totally at ease. Doesn't even flinch. Just walks down the red carpet and takes pictures, and he's just leaning in, and he's just like so grateful for everyone being there and thanking them for being there. And by the time we got to Japan, I would show up to, because after the premieres, you'd always go to a restaurant. The restaurant was always like usually very very special because they knew that you were in town, so you got invited. But I would always show up late because I didn't want to sit down next to the stars. I didn't want to be in the middle of all that fuss and all that love that was being thrown on top of all these people. I wanted to be on the outskirts now. But this one time I showed up late, and for whatever reason, everyone showed up later than me. And so Will was sitting there by himself, and Will was never by himself. Will always had an entourage. And so it was just like Will and me. So there was no way I was going to be able to sit over here. I had to sit next to Will, right? And Will was just like, come on, like you can do it. And so I went and sat down next to him, and we got talking. And of course, he asked about my brother, right? He would know, right? And so I started telling him about my brother, and we started laughing and having such a great time. And I remember thinking to myself, saying, this guy's no different than whether he's on the set, whether he's in the public eye, or whether he's just with me right this very moment, having a conversation and being so gracious about this conversation about something that he knew I was seriously, desperately in pain over. After that, from the outside looking in, my career looked good. I mean, people didn't know that I was crashing and burning inside over and over and over again, because the only thing I was saying to myself all day long is, I miss my brother, I miss my brother, I miss my brother, I miss my brother, right? So to the outside looking in, people are like, because I was getting promoted. We were getting bigger. Our influence was getting bigger. So my influence was getting bigger. And yes, I was still being of service, but I just didn't have the same joy or love anymore. You know, it was just all despair and sadness. But I had there was this little bit of love light in there still. And so what would start happening is things would get really, really good for me, y'all. And because it would be fighting to get through that little piece in there, but then all of a sudden everything would come crashing down. right? And I'd be like, oh, and then I get my energies back up again. And then this really extraordinary thing would happen for me. And then it would be going and going and going. And then it would like crash and burn. And I call it the stop and go system. It's just a way where we get going and then something will stop us. And then we get going again, and then something will stop us again. Can anyone relate out there? So fast forward, I'm at a friend's funeral. This is years later. And this funeral is very different from my brother's because he was a bit older than us. And my brother was very young when he passed away. And this wasn't, it wasn't like the sad, dark. It was a celebration of life. And people were laughing and people were telling stories and how he impacted their life. And it just like dawned on me. And I was like, man, life is short. It is short and it's got to be celebrated. And I thought to myself, how can I get back to that girl, the one on that terrace who could just soar higher and higher and higher? And afterwards, we all went to this local restaurant. And in that local restaurant, I was sitting there, and as people were like celebrating our friend, as they were celebrating our friend, it's like I started thinking about these memories. And I remember Jeff Goldblum playing his piano. And I remember Will on the red carpet, and then Will in the restaurant. And I remember, standing on the terrace. I remember, getting that job and that influencer bringing me down there, and just how exciting and enthusiastic and full of love and joy my life was. And then it hit me like a lightning bolt. I'm not kidding. I was like, oh my God, that's the secret sauce. What I realized is that my part of my life purpose was that I had to be on both sides of the coin. I had to be in that love, joy, everything was rocking and rolling. And then that so dark stop and go system, like, can I get through the next day? What is this going to look like? So that I could actually connect the dots of why the universe actually had me down there and why all this has happened to me. And that dot is that secret sauce that I'm now is my purpose to bring to the masses and all of you today. And it's not that Will didn't have some really serious stuff happen to him, because he did. And he shared that with us. I mean, it's very, very public, right? But it's just that he made the choice sooner. He just got back there sooner. And what the superstars are, people that you admire that are doing very, very well, and they're sustaining it, and they're not in a stop and go situation, is because they can take in massive amounts of love. And that's the secret sauce, sisters, is that it's not about the goal setting. And yes, that day at that restaurant, after my friend's memorial, that was 2 years and 2 months ago. I literally wrote down the following list, that these are the intentions, the goals that I wanted for myself. Find my true love, get engaged and married. That was number 1. Create massive influence to be a massive service. Grow my community and network to superstar status. Release and move disappointment and sadness to the curb. Download my second book, Be at Ease. Triple my business and income. Call on media to grow my visibility and influence. Excellent health and relationship with my food, body, mind, and spirit. That was my list. And that list was big. But now that I understood the secret sauce, I also was like, I understood that this list had to match the capacity, which I'm coining as your love bucket capacity, had to match it in order for any of it to come true. And when I took a look at where my love capacity was at that point, I said, well, maybe one or some of this is going to come true, but there is no way that this list at this level was going to come true with that capacity where I was at. And so I set an intention. And step number 1, sisters, is There is no difference between Will Smith, Katy Perry, Jessica Parker, Jeff Goldblum, Richard Branson, Tony Robbins, anyone that you admire out there. Then we are all on the same playing field. The only difference is that they have grown their capacity to take in massive amounts of love. Because fame, money, dreams, desires, opportunities, it's all just love. That's all it is. And when our capacity is low, but we set an intention that is bigger than what our capacity is at, right? Then what happens is that it can come true a little bit, but not until full fruition. And so then our capacity starts filling up with disappointment and regret and shame and guilt and all those other things that don't serve us. Does it make sense? And so I set an intention and I started working. I said, I'm going to tell you all, I want you guys to get clear. I want you to have goals. I want you to have intentions, but then I want you to put them to the side. I don't want you to focus on the outcome anymore. Instead, I want you to focus on growing the capacity to be able to handle those dreams, intentions at that level. And that day I started. And 2 years and 2 months later, I found my true love. I got engaged and married. I've created massive influence to be massively of service. I've grown my community network to superstar status. Hello, PWN. I've released the disappointment and sadness. I've downloaded my second book, Beyond Superstar, that's coming out October 23rd this year. I'm way more at ease. I've tripled my business and income. I've called in media and grown my visibility influence. There's not 1 week that goes by that I'm not being interviewed. Yesterday, I was interviewed twice in one day. I have excellent health, and my relationship with my food, body, and spirit is incredible. So I share all of that with you. I only have about 30 seconds, so I'm going to share a tool that's called Beyond Superstar Fans Visualization Tool. Okay, and this tool I've done for 2 years and 2 months, every single day, and I encourage you guys to do the same. Okay, so what you want to do is you just want to go to YouTube. You want to find a cheering crowd, one that is screaming, cheering. You want to set your iPhone to 5 minutes. You want to turn on the cheering crowd, your 5-minute alarm, and then you want to visualize yourself walking into the biggest stadium you've ever seen, that you've ever been in your life. And you want to walk and be right in the middle. And then you want to visualize all those people are screaming for you. They're all cheering for you. And you want to set your intention or your goal and say it out loud, but then I want you to put it to the side. And now I want you to be taking in all that massive amounts of love, because this will help you grow your love bucket capacity muscle so that it can be at the capacity it needs to be so that your dreams and intentions can come to full fruition. Make sense?
Thank you, Joey. Thank you.
Thank you. So I love you. 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 And I appreciate you all.
We love you back. That was amazing. That was amazing. It took me a while when you first started talking about our capacity to take in love. I didn't really get it at first, a few months ago or whatever that was when you started teaching me. And then I got it. You have a void that can be filled with other people's love and you radiate out. So you're like a magnet almost. So it's really, really some deep stuff. And I really want to learn more. I know there's more to learn from you, Joey. It's awesome. So thank you. Gay, who is our next speaker for March 3rd?
Our next speaker for March 3rd, you know what, it's so funny. I had just looked at it and then I forgot. March 3rd is Michelle Cooper.
Oh, nice. What is she speaking on?
She is speaking about know your numbers. I want Krista Beavers to show up for this one because she calls herself the spirit goddess.
Yes, the numbers. Yeah.
Numbers. So she's a
you could tell from our board meeting last night, I love the numbers.
Yeah.
Three mistakes that entrepreneurs usually make and how to solve them.
Nice. Just, we have some time here. Does anybody have any questions for Joey? Any thoughts?
Hang on.
Heidi, you're on mute.
I hear you.
You're still on mute.
Okay. I am so inspired. I am so excited to see my fans and to accept the love.
Yes.
And just your vulnerability, Joey, I've heard you speak a couple of times, and I'm so grateful that I'm here today. It's like the visualization, your storytelling, the emotions, I'm feeling everything in such a short period of time. And it's beautiful. It's a beautiful lesson. And like Teresa said, you don't really think of it that way. And it's beautiful and it's wonderful. And I'm so sorry for your loss.
Thank you. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. I will share this though, you all, is when people say things to like I'll have authors say things like, I want to sell 1 million books. I'm like, oh, I want you to. I do. And I truly do want them to. But then I ask them, I say, but do you have the capacity to hold millions worth of love? That means 1 million people have spent money and showed you love. And they're like, oh, I didn't think about it like that. I'm like, but do now. Think about it like that. Because this will get you out of this goal setting, intention, why aren't things working for me gig? Because that's disappointment. That's pure disappointment. So I've set an intention that I'm going to sell 100,000 books of Be Your Own Superstar. And I set that intention. And then I put that intention to the side in the stadium. And then I was like, my stadium only has about 60,000 people in it right now. I'm like, I need another 30,000 people to show up. That is how detailed I want you to get with all this. And then once I do that, then I'm like, then when I come out of the visualization, I sit down the 3 next steps of how I'm going to get myself that kind of media that's going to sell 100,000 books, right? 3 moving forward. And I'm like, well, first thing, I got to set up some systems to give me the freedom to take on that many interviews. You know how many interviews you have to take in order to sell 100,000 books? A lot, right? And so I'm like, I got to get better systems. I got to get more autoresponders. I got to get all my ducks in a way bigger row. So I just share that with you because it is the tangible behind the visualization as well.
Yes, thank you. That's beautiful, sister. Quickly, I forgot we had to do our raffle. Jody, you want to do our raffle now?
Yes, I do. We have a few people signed up for this. So that means more for us. Good for us. So we've got Julianne and Susan, Marion, myself, Susan Clark. We bought some tickets on the website, which they're going to be a new set coming up for March, and you can buy a set for each meeting. And guess who is giving away a $50 Visa gift card? Our very own president, Teresa Ream. So you can thank her for this. So as soon as I click this, the sound goes on, the wheel spins, and it's going to stop on somebody. So
this is awesome.
Here we go.
It's so interactive.
Julianne Wicke.
Oh, congratulations. That was exciting. That's
such a cool technology.
Yeah,
That's
that was
awesome.
Oh, amazing, amazing. Thank you for coming, everyone. I'll stay on for a few minutes afterwards if anyone has questions or wants to talk. So we'll see you March 3rd, if not before.
We love you, Joey.
Love you, love you, love you,
Love
love
your
you, love
story.
you, love you. Appreciate you guys.
Thanks, everyone. See you later.
You can stay on and chat if you want. Everybody's leaving. They're disappearing like,
oh, that's okay. Hi, Sandra.
Sandra's still on. Susan's on. Diane's on. Heidi's on.
Susan,
I
how
don't
was
want to let
business?
go. I'm sitting here all emotional. It was very emotional.
Wasn't that good? It's
Yes.
it's very deep.
It's very deep. It's very touching, and it is for all of us, you know, receiving love, taking it in. And it's so important for women. I was doing a seminar on Monday, and so many for corporate, and all these corporate women, you know, when you say when you give them a compliment, they can't even take that in.
Yeah.
You know, this is on a deeper level. It's such a thing for many of us, I think, as women, and we're all a little broken, or, you know, it's a beautiful healing though. Always an amazing speaker. You guys are all so amazing. I'm so excited to be a part of your tribe.
Oh,
Heidi, thanks for coming and being part of ours, because you're like that bright shining star too, that you're a love bucket.
Thank you.
Yes, she is.
Yes. And I'm with, all of you guys. And so it's fun and it's light. And I'm just looking forward to getting to know all of you. And Sandra, looking forward to getting to know you. And
Susan.
So, yeah.
Lisa, I have to ask you a question. So did you experiment with the crowd, the stadium and the crowd cheering? And Jody, you did too?
Yeah, that was something I actually thought of that myself years ago, to wake up in the morning and do that as like the day just shows up and all the angels of praise celebrating me, and I'm here and I'm, you know, but I haven't thought about it in terms of my audience. So that was a shift that I need to do. It's like, oh, these are actually the people that I'm serving. That was so good. Should piece that together. That was really cool.
It was an incredible presentation.